was a bit of a clickbaity title. I've had enough. Look, don't worry, I'm not stopping or nothing. No, basically what I mean is I've kind of had enough of dismantling the car, and I've reached this kind of point where I really want the car back on the road and usable for this year. I originally didn't intend to kind of go this far into it. Initially, I just wanted to get some paint, rough the top of the car up a bit, and, you know, slap a bit of paint on there so she looked a bit fresher. But as I went into it, I found that there was more and more problems that needed addressing, like welding, and then all the floors needed doing, the doors are falling apart. So yeah, I've done all that now, and I think I've kind of reached that kind of limit where I'm like, how far down do I go? Because this is not like a restore in terms of, you see on the television where they strip the whole thing down, put it into a bath, and obviously do every single little thing to make it a concourse car. This isn't that kind of project. This basically was a facelift project, because this is a lifetime project for me. I'm going to be continuously doing stuff on this car, and later on down the line, if I'm not happy with the colour, I'm going to do it again. As you know, I'm learning. So yeah, this car is for me to learn how to do stuff on, basically. And yeah, without further ado, I think we need to just go for it, get it painted. Now, me and Ian did start a little bit yesterday, so we're going to cut to that first, and I'll see you back here. I've spent most of the morning unblocking this thing. Yeah, I had a big lump just like that, and that probably had something to do with the reason this wasn't operating properly. So we're going to try this out on this piece that we did last time. I don't know if you remember this, or if you watched the dashboard episode, we took this bit out. So it has had some primer on there, but yeah, this is like the colour of the undercoat primer for what is going to go on here, if that makes sense. I'm into my words. Anyway, I'll angle that down and let's see if it's working. All right. And there we go. To be honest with you, it's come out quite nicely. I think that's still not running quite as well as it should. I really don't know what the problem is. I don't know if that's powerful enough, if there's still a block. But yeah, this one's never run particularly well this year. I think I'm going to possibly replace it. But I really have dismantled every single part of it today to try and get it running well. But it's getting the job done. So yeah, it is day 2. As you saw, we did this bit yesterday. This starting to look amazing. Yeah, what a difference. Very bright. So today we have this bit in here to do. I'm kind of just waiting for Ian, really. It's going to be a little bit fiddly. As you can see, we've got a few wires and things hanging about. We're going to try and do it as clean as possible. I think I might also remove the steering wheel, just get it out of the way. Be ashamed to get any paint on there. But yeah, I think we're pretty much there, all the way there. We've got obviously the pillars to do. And all this back area needs to be painted. And if I've got some left over, I wouldn't mind, because this was done quite a while ago. As you can see, things have been touching it and that. I wouldn't mind having another coat on the top if there's enough paint left, because I have just got that one tub over there. Now, I'm kind of curious, especially in the comment section, if anybody does this. Now, I've seen this kind of slow cooker method. I can't remember where it was. It was on some other guy's channel, and he was actually doing it with a tipping brush with coach paints. Now, I thought I'd do it because, as you know, my paint spray doesn't work very well. I wondered if the heat kind of, you know, loosened the paint up a bit to go on. I have to say, I think it's working. because I've tried it with and without it. It doesn't seem to come through anywhere near as good. But I do know that some people put certain things in there to thin the paint out. But I did ask Paint Man about that, and they said that these should be ready to spray. So yeah, this bit might be necessary, might be really unnecessary. It'd be interesting if anybody knows out there if this is actually helping anything whatsoever. But you know, it'd be curious to see if any of you guys have stumbled across this hack as well. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. Can't see it hurting. All the paint seems to be going off absolutely fine. So I don't think it's actually hurting anything. But yeah, I might just be using unnecessary electric. Who knows? But yeah, please comment below if you know anything about this, because yeah, I'd like to know. I've just noticed that when we did this bit, yeah, I would kind of consider this part to be the same as this like gutter part. So I think what I need to do is get a bit of cardboard, stick it in there, and then spray this edge, I think, because otherwise that's going to look really weird. I might be able to do that this morning. It's a little job I can get done before Ian gets here. The trouble is we've got to be really careful that we don't touch it whilst we're working inside the car. So yeah, we'll be careful. So I'm going to try and do this. I don't know if it's going to work. I'm going to be holding this into place like that, and then hopefully that will stop the overspray a little bit. Really, I should mask off the whole area, but I'm a little low on masking tape, and I don't know if I can be bothered. I'm going to try a bit of cheating. It will probably go wrong, and of course, on the final coats, I'll be taking a lot more care in this because that, you know, it'll be super important. Ian's finally here, which means yes, we can get into some proper spraying now. So do you want to film me just doing that, because I'll tell you what, it's really awkward to do the two at the same time. So yeah, if you could film me doing those back bits, and then we'll get to the dashboard after we have had a cup of tea, I think. So let's turn. So, in an ideal world, Ian, I think, yeah, realistically, all this would be out so we could easily access it and paint it. That's not the case, is it?
No.
No. This is just going to be a little bit fiddly, I think. I think the best thing we can do is really kind of pull wires out the way whilst I spray them.
Yeah.
This is a very cowboy part of our YouTube channel. I'm very sorry. I don't have a better method, to be honest with you. But I'm guessing we're going to just need to keep things out the way. Is that still wet down there? Yeah, it is still wet. Over there. Yeah. Any ideas? Not really. No. Yeah, look, do you know what? Here's what I'm thinking we do. If we get a bit of overspray on this and on the bonnet and things, let's not worry too much. No. Let's prioritise getting this fiddly part done, because I've still got some red oxy primer I can coat back over, or sand it back, it's fine. But I think this is just going to be one of those things where we're just going to have to make do. So we've got that part over there to do, up round there,
Pillars. Yeah.
and then I think I'll just make my way gradually across. Now I've got limited paint. That's all I've got left, which is like that much in the tin. So we have to be a bit conservative with the paint that we're using. And then once we're done, that part over there, we can then put back on and see how it all looks together. Oh, we've also got that bit over there to do.
Yeah. And the other side as well.
Is this bit done?
Yeah, I think some of it's done.
Ian, guess what?
What's that?
You never guess what?
How many subscribers?
109 subscribers.
9.
That's amazing. Yeah, well, if you are one of those 109 people, look, guys, we really, really appreciate that. If you ask me, the fact that we've managed to smash the 100 subscriber line is amazing.
Yeah.
Very privileged. Thank you, guys. Now, Ian, you're going to be the cameraman.
Right.
I think I'm going to be Mr. Paintman, so we will fill up the hopper.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to do my best. Look, guys, I know this is a bit cowboy, but look, this isn't like a paint body shop, is it? We're just making do here. So, yeah, let's see how we get on. Not much. I mean, in terms of paint, we've got tons of paint left, but in terms of, like, the primer, that's all we have. So we're going to have to be a little bit conservative with it. I almost don't want to fill it right up. I love the idea of knowing I've still got some in here. But as you can see, by putting it in that soak hook, it's definitely thinned the paint out a little bit. I mean, I don't see any reason why that would disrupt the paint at all, do you?
No.
Well, like I said, I saw someone doing this on YouTube. But he was obviously doing the tipping brush method. I see no reason why it wouldn't work with this. I just think it might go for the gun a bit better. That out, I think. Right, good luck, paint.
Yep.
What kind of music should we have here?
I don't know. Whatever. Something.
Let's have something heroic on.
Yep.
Cue the music. Ian, I'm condemning the sprayer to death. Yeah. I'm sick of it. It's not, in my opinion, it's not working properly. Hasn't been working properly for a long time, and I spent like literally an hour trying to dismantle this thing. Here we go. Yeah, that thing, the hopper. To be honest with you, it was a budget one. It comes with a kit. It did work okay. I don't know what's up with it. It just doesn't seem to be working very well. But as you can see, this is the outcome. It looks crazy in here now, doesn't it? Look at that. Wow. There you go. Job done, Ian. We'll just drive around like that, shall we?
Yep.
Ian, I think you're onto it. I think the next stage is to go around with a paintbrush, because if you look here, Ian, we have got all of these bits here that need that line putting in. Yeah. Now, obviously, when we come into doing this with the next coat, we will obviously mask and tape like precision which parts go where. I'm not too bothered at this moment, because at the moment we are still in kind of like primers. But yeah, when we get to bottom coats, it's where this line's going to need to be almost like OCD in.
Yep.
So yeah, I think it's time to get our Airfix on. Were you any good at Airfix models?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I do keep a selection of small brushes and stuff over there. I don't know if you can see that. Yes. So I have some small ones. Hopefully we can touch this up.
Oh.
It'll be looking good. What else are we doing today? I
Good
don't know.
old tidy up.
Yeah, to be honest with you, yeah, one of the big jobs today is to have a good old tidy up. And we've got this bit here. Is this dry?
It should be dry now.
Yeah, cool. Oh no, not quite.
Not quite.
It's getting there, but how cool does that look? Now I know what we just did was a bit cowboy. Ian, could you think of a better way of doing that?
No.
I'm sure there's plenty of other ways. Look, again, it all falls into that part of what I was sort of ranting about earlier about the proper way to restore a car is to dismantle the entire thing and take it all apart, get it an acid bath and all this sort of stuff. We're not doing that. This is merely a sort out, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I was saying to Ian and my partner, I want this car back on the road by when? Father's Day, which is
June. Isn't that June?
Yeah, June. Well, yeah, by June, because I want this for what I would call the summer season. I said this would never go any further than this year's spring. In fact, I wanted it almost done by now.
Yeah.
So yeah, what you're going to see is this week we're doing this. Next weekend we're going to try and do the undercoats, aren't we?
Yeah.
And then the week after that, I'll give it a week of dry time.
Right.
Then we're going to do the base coats, and then the week after that, hopefully, we'll be on the lacquer coat. In theory, is that going to happen, Ian?
Well,
I think the only weekend that's going to get a bit funny is Easter, because I'm going away at Easter. We'll see how we get on. But remember, each time I put a coat on here, I'm going to need to kind of like sand it back a bit as well. So I need to allow myself some time to do that. But yes, Ian, I've had enough. You've had enough?
Yep.
Yeah, this car is getting sorted soon. But Ian, do you know when I said about the two-tone?
Yeah.
Being like in here light
Light.
and out here dark.
Dark.
Now before, this was green in here.
That's right. Yeah.
Really dark, dingy green.
Yeah.
And look at how much brighter it looks now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I mean, obviously it's not going to stay that colour. It's going to be coach cream.
Yeah.
But I just love that idea of the inside being nice and light. Whenever I used to take Catherine out, I just used to think it's a dingy, horrible car, isn't it? So hopefully this will make a massive difference. Right, let's get the paintbrushes out. So, Ian, I don't know if it's YouTube friendly or not. Other beers available. Look, come on, man. It's. I think it's time to have a bevy, don't you?
Yeah.
I think we deserve it. Cheers.
Jaws.
Oh, that's looking so much better. Oh, it's doing that weird light thing. Stop it. There we go. Wow, what a difference. Right, let's have a little beverage. Oh, that's typical of Chris. Yeah, let's get ourselves nice and tiddly and then try and do some straight lines. That's going to help my painting, right? Oh, what can I say? I'm thirsty after all that spraying. So it turns out Chris has not got the magic touch. However, we are actually very privileged to have Ian here. Ian, what do you dabble in at the weekends? Ian?
Sorry?
What do you dabble in at the weekends? Art.
Oh.
He's an artist. Honestly, I've always been useless with a paintbrush, but Ian,
Well.
as the hand, well, not on that bit, but
But that line is pretty good. So what are we going to do?
look, to be honest with you, I wouldn't really worry that much because this line here's got like loads of grey primer on it, so you could actually go kind of mad there.
Yeah.
I've got some oxy primer over there, and we can
It's
coat.
mainly just around here. Isn't it?
Yeah, we can coat it back with
Yeah.
with the masking tape.
Yeah.
That's what we should be doing, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, as long as it's got a coat on there. Yeah, I don't, the camera. Yeah, see, I don't know if the camera shows. It's very blotchy, very uneven. I think a lot of that's down to the actual spray gun being pretty rubbish. It's either that or it's my compressor's not powerful enough. But yeah, I will rub that down so it's nice and even, and then we will get into the nitty gritty of using guide coats and all that sort of thing. But yeah, basically the process is going to be each time we put a layer on, is we're going to flatten it back, and when we get down to the last coats, we are basically almost going to be compounding it down to a shine. So the last port of call is almost going to be from a point of like wet sandpaper, wet and dry, and then finally compounds, polishing, and hopefully we will get some sort of shine out of this car, and it will stop being Oxy Primer red. It looks like a lintel. I can't wait to see it British Maroon Red. I think it's going to give it a really rich colour. How are we doing? Sorry, am I ranting? Yeah, so this is the bit we're up to at the moment. I did try spraying it earlier. It's not the easiest place to get to because obviously it's upside down, which we can't really tilt the hopper. As you can see, the hopper sits like this, and so as soon as it's up, of course the paint isn't coming out of the nozzle. So this is actually the easiest method we've come up with, just a paintbrush.
Cut.
Don't you like being filmed, Ian?
We're not painted.
Ian, you realise that's going in?
What?
We're making fun of you because you don't like being on camera. You are actually doing really well, Ian. Right, so for those of you viewers, Ian, you're a bit camera shy, aren't you, mate? Yeah, always has been. Fair enough. No, a lot of people are, but at least you will come. You actually come on the camera.
Yeah.
I don't really care that much. Literally, I don't care. I've got no feelings. Don't worry.
No feelings.
Yeah. I've just noticed something.
What's that?
We were just going through the pictures on that can.
Yeah.
Come here a second. Come here. I've just noticed. So the colour scheme on this car.
Yeah.
Look at this.
It's the red.
Right. You see this, guys?
Yeah.
That's pretty much
The cut. Yeah.
what Chris has chosen. So I guess back in the day, this would have been a lot of things.
Yeah.
What do you reckon that is? Some sort of ambulance or coach? What is that?
Bus or coach.
Bus.
Yes, bus.
I mean, I've got the idea from the a30 service car for British Rail. I'm not going to bother with the livery.
No.
As much as I love trains, I don't think it needs a livery, do you?
No.
If it was a van,
Yeah.
I might have done.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think there's something kind of really nostalgic about those colours. It's almost like Heartbeat, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's got that kind of quality. I'm really glad I saw that actually. But these are basically, to give you a little teaser, the colours that are going to be on the car. So I think it's going to look sick. I know it looks a bit whopping on here, but if you just imagine that top bit is going to be
Cream.
that kind of cream, and then the bottom is going to be that like nice, rich, dark. I don't know if that is maroon. It might be. Might be a bit brighter, but that's going to be really interesting next week to compare that to the car.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be near enough.
Yeah.
That idea.
Yeah.
Cool. There we are. We have just realised that I haven't even painted this yet. This is the boot lid, but it's on the underside. So I have painted the top half, but not the under half. I think because I've seen this yellow on it, I've just assumed it was painted. But this is actually quite a good example of something I mentioned a while ago. This is the filler primer. Now, you can't expect miracles out of it, but it is pretty good stuff. If you've got like slight scratching or where you've been a bit rough with sandpaper, you want to kind of fill it in a bit. This does a great job of kind of smoothing everything out in the paint. Quite good stuff. Almost a bit like etch primer, Ian.
Yep.
But not really.
No.
You get the idea, yeah. So that's what's on it. But yeah, I'm going to try and use up the remainder of the hopper on this. Hopefully it's enough. Do you think it will be? How much is in there? Some. Oh, we wish me luck. Hopefully it will go far. I've just noticed in the video that is on. No, guys, we don't have a potty in here on our thing. That's not a potty. Even though Ian, you are, yeah, possibly. No, my daughter. Basically, I did an episode of oil changing, didn't I, a couple of weeks ago, and I had loads of oil to get rid of, so I've had to put them all into tubs, and I had to find a way of entertaining my little daughter, so she was watching the Teletubbies on my phone. Yeah, so no, don't worry, we don't use our sofa for that. Well, Ian, you have to admit that looks suspicious.
It does.
It does look a bit suspicious. Someone might comment in the video. So that, if you're wondering, that is what that is. There is no place for feces. Gross. And I think we've reached that time. Call it a day. We're going to have a clean up. But yeah, that's fully painted. That's fully painted. I think it's been a good day, man.
Yep.
I put another freshen up coat on there. As you know, we've got to rub that down again because it's gone on a bit rough. I'm going to get a new one of these ordered, and yeah, I'll use the remainder in the boot. But yeah, I think that's a wrap.
All right.
I think there's nothing else to say, really, is there? The only thing I would say is, so we are going to do. I'm going to do my absolute best to make sure that next time we're back on the video, that this is getting. What do you reckon? Maroon? I think we should do the top first, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah? We'll do the British maroon red undercoat. That For me, that's really exciting because it's going to be the first time we see this car in the colour that it's going to be. Yeah. Ian, are you coming?
Yep.
So you should too. If you did enjoy that, I keep calling them episodes. I sound like Star Wars. No, if you enjoyed that video, please give us a like, and if you're not with us already, please subscribe. I feel like I'm getting my subscriber karma. I am one of these guys that has spent his lifetime looking at YouTube stuff and never subscribing to other people's channel because I didn't really realise the purpose of doing it. But honestly, guys, it really supports people if you subscribe. And now, if I enjoy people's content, I go along and subscribe. And the other thing to do is to make sure you hit the notification bell as well. That way you'll know when I release new, not episodes, release new videos. Anyway, for now, guys, have a good week, and that's bye from us.
Bye.
See you next time. Don't miss it. It's going to be well. I reckon it's going to be really good. If I can get round to doing it. I've got a daughter after all. But yeah, hopefully that'll be next weekend. See you in the next video. Ian, say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.